What's up, Sawyer? Thanks so much for sending this in. I really appreciate you. And we're gonna get after it. We're gonna look at a couple of things that you do well, and we're also gonna work on look at things that you aren't doing well. And the biggest thing that I want you to realize as a young kid and as a baseball player is there's always something that we can improve on, and there's always something that we can get better at. So right now you're sitting about 97 degrees out into that back leg, and that's fabulous. Something that is going to create a lot of power as you get older. So I want you to keep doing that. You're doing a great job extending through that. So power to the back leg. Let's see how that back leg rotates through. Looks pretty good. Let's look on this side. Chest. Now the back leg looks not bad. I like the back leg. From this angle, when you plant, I can't really get this angle because I want to be from the side a little bit, but I'll show you kind of what angle we need. So it's about 76 degrees extension. So I think you could drive a lot further down the mound. What that means is the longer you stride, the harder you push, or the longer you push. The longer you push, the more body you're using and the harder you throw. Less stress on the arm as well. Okay, so I think that's something that you can work on, is getting a little bit further. It's a little bit better on the left side, but nonetheless, it's still there. On the front knee, there's something that you're down into the 120s. I think it might even be lower than that from a different angle, but it's quite a bit low. So all of that energy, you can see it on this side, all that energy is going into that knee. So it's going straight into that knee, down into the ground, and that energy, there's a little bit of energy here, but there's a lot of energy being lost from your lower half. So that's a huge issue that you could fix. That could be very, very instrumental in you throwing harder. So this what needs to happen is this front knee needs to land so that it is almost straight. So I want to get to the point where you could get maybe 149 degrees. So we're not talking about craziness when it comes to coming back, but you definitely need to have that knee come back and straighten out. What that does is it provides stability and leverage over the back hip and the chest to extend over top of that front side. So what happens is your chest can't go anywhere when that front knee is there. So you're missing a lot of velocity. Part of it has to do, it's what we call a internally rotated front knee. So when you plant, your knee's here, and when you rotate, it has to open up. So it's about a 29 degree change in that front knee. So that front knee needs to be cleaned up, and I think when you clean that up, internally rotated front knee and the angle at foot strike is quite low. If you can fix those two things, I think you're going to have 4 or 5 mile an hour increase in velocity. Okay, so that's one. That's the lower half. So now let's look at your upper half, how you stack. So I think you stack very, very well. Your upper body stays back. Your head's over that rubber. Your lower body squatted pretty well. I think you do a good job out of that. So that's not an issue. Front glove, you can see how that front knee sets up so early. It really throws off all your rotation of your upper body. Front glove needs to pinch and rotate this way. When that pinches and rotates that way, you're going to be able to. And actually, the left side's better than the right side. So that front glove, I think you do a pretty good job of your front glove rotating, in contrast with the front knee. So the front knee is definitely something I want you to work on, but you did a good job with the front glove. So, all right. So front glove. Now we're going to work on Apologize for the two videos. My son interrupted me while I was doing it. So all right. We're gonna get into the high elbow, low elbow, and kind of see where your elbow is in relationship to your shoulders. So I'm gonna measure both of your shoulders. So we're right in business here. We want to be about 180 degrees, and we want that elbow to stay right at that shoulder level as far as you can through that release point. So 177 degrees, not a huge issue. We're going to look at chest extension, and this is the chest extension. I think you can improve by improving your front knee. So the front knee needs to stabilize and the chest extension can come over. So a lot of it has to do with that front knee and that extension. So we'll definitely work on that for sure. So I don't know the number because it's not a side view, direct side view of it, but I know it's a little bit low. I think you can do a lot better with your chest extension. There's a lot of bleeding into the front knee. There's a lot of energy being lost into that front knee. So we need to work on that, and then also the chest extension needs to come more forward over that front side, and that's going to help a ton. So all right, so chest extension or high elbow. We have a little bit of a fly out. You can see where it goes in and out, and it's mostly your body doing it. Your body's going this way, and that's what we're talking about. So we need to be more directional, and 20% of the throwing motion is directional, and that front knee is an issue, and that chest extension is an issue directionally, and so I think that's where you're going to really pick up some velocity. But talking about that arm fly out, you can see that the chest is going, the torso is going away from the arm, and the arm is going away from the torso. So I want to minimize that as much as I can to go down the middle, somewhere in there. So by changing it about 35 degrees and pushing it through, instead of going outside of my elbow, I want to go through that ball as quickly as I can and push it through. And so part of that is what we call an arm fly out, and that's something that I want you to work on. Arm fly out. That's definitely something I want you to work on, which is another issue. So I don't want you to take this as, oh, I have so much to do, blah blah blah. I want you to take it as, wow, if I do these things, I can become something amazing, and that's just how life is. Life is, realizing what you're not good at and making a decision of whether or not you wanted to get better, and then doing something about it. So if you need any help on this, let me know. But look up, write down your weaknesses that we talked about, and then go on the website, look at the specific weaknesses, watch the videos of what the weakness is so you can understand it, and then on top of that, go through the drills to fix each weakness, and just be really deliberate about what you're trying to do, and you'll get it done, man. I think you have a lot in you. There's a lot of velocity that's waiting for you, and I'm just happy to be a part of it. So thanks so much.